Relations between the United States and Canada remain under renewed pressure as trade negotiations continue without a final agreement. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney signaled that his government is prepared to walk away rather than accept terms it believes are not in Canada's national interest. Speaking to reporters, Carney emphasized that Canada would only sign an agreement that benefits both countries, saying that no deal is better than a bad deal. His remarks came after U.S. Ambassador to Canada Pete Hoekstra suggested that Washington and Ottawa remain far apart in ongoing negotiations. Despite that assessment, Carney indicated that negotiations can move quickly once both sides are prepared, noting that complex trade talks often appear stalled before progress is made. Trade has become one of the biggest points of tension between the two longtime allies. The Trump administration has defended tariffs as part of a broader strategy to strengthen American manufacturing and reduce trade deficits. Canada, meanwhile, has responded with retaliatory measures while arguing that tariffs unfairly target one of America's closest economic partners. Those disagreements have complicated discussions surrounding the future of North American trade cooperation. Prime Minister Carney also highlighted Canada's recent economic performance, pointing to rising business investment, increased exports outside the United States, and efforts to diversify trade with partners across Asia and Europe. According to the Canadian government, new economic partnerships are intended to reduce Canada's dependence on any single trading partner while expanding opportunities for Canadian businesses. Carney also announced plans for an international investment summit aimed at attracting additional foreign investment into Canada's infrastructure and manufacturing sectors. At the same time, he stressed that Canada intends to remain competitive while protecting its national interests during negotiations with Washington. The relationship between the two countries extends far beyond trade. Canada remains America's largest source of imported crude oil, and both nations maintain deeply integrated supply chains in manufacturing, agriculture, and energy production. Because of those economic ties, analysts say prolonged trade disputes could create challenges for businesses and consumers on both sides of the border. Meanwhile, political tensions have also spilled into public debate. Some Canadian officials have criticized recent rhetoric from members of the Trump administration, arguing that it has placed additional strain on a relationship historically built on close cooperation. For its part, the White House maintains that its trade policies are designed to prioritize American workers and strengthen domestic industries. Supporters of the administration argue that tougher negotiations are necessary to secure better trade outcomes for the United States. Critics counter that uncertainty surrounding tariffs and trade rules may discourage investment and complicate long-term business planning. As negotiations continue, both governments face increasing pressure from businesses that depend on stable cross-border commerce. Industry groups have repeatedly urged both sides to reach a practical agreement that protects jobs, supports investment, and preserves North America's highly integrated economy. Although no timeline has been confirmed for a final agreement, officials from both countries have indicated that discussions will continue. For now, investors, manufacturers, farmers, and consumers will be watching closely to see whether the two neighbors can bridge their differences or whether trade tensions will continue into the months ahead. One thing remains clear. The outcome of these negotiations will have significant implications not only for the United States and Canada, but also for the broader North American economy. You're listening to our National Affairs Bulletin. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more national and international news throughout the day.